Hi, everybody. So, okay, it's going to look a little different today because I am waiting for my couch to arrive that I had gotten forever ago, and it'll be here sometime between now and 1, hence the reason I am home. Um, my kiddo's still at the hospital. Her boyfriend is there with her right now. I had, got to put my little one on the bus, wait for the couch, then go back. But I figured while I'm sitting here and I've cleaned everything in my house that I could possibly clean, dishes, floors, that I would just pop here and give you guys my 2 cents or so on what happens. Yeah, I was lucky enough to get help with that coach because, as you guys know, I'm a poor person. So, yeah, there's a program that helps me get that couch so that I have a couch because this very uncomfortable futon that I'm sitting on. It's not super comfortable. I'll tell you that much. But so we're waiting for said couch at the moment. So I'll get a call at some point that they're close or here, and then I'll have to go. But I figured while I was um, waiting, what the hell? While I was waiting, I'm sorry. I'm like mom here, don't care. Like y'all just gonna have to bear with me today. I'm in rare form. I am tired. My hair is a mess, and it's been a long week and a long couple days. So, all right. Good morning, sailboat. Oh, like I literally didn't even like mess with my eyelashes to like make sure they were like on correctly, and then I didn't have to like put any more of the magnetic eyeliner. I just don't care. I just don't care. I'm in mom mode. I just don't care. I'm tired and I don't care. Um, I know, but I like to be presentable. This is not presentable, at least not normally presentable for me when I come to see you guys. But oh well, you know, stress will do that to you. Um, so the only one of the things recently that happened between last week and the end, like the full week, that I didn't myself call was the gag order. I did not think she would do that, although I have thought it's been warranted since last year. I did not think that the judge would do a gag order. But here we are, and there is a gag order. That gag order doesn't just apply to the defense, it applies to the prosecution because the prosecution willingly said, "Hey, we'll take the gag order too. Like we'll abide by that too." Here's the thing is the prosecution has never spoken to anybody. They've never tried to go on media and be like, "Hey, look at me, look at me. I got a story to tell." They don't just give out information. The defense has done that. That's been the stuff that the defense has been doing, either that or leaking it to Karen, having Karen leak it to Aiden, so on and so forth. Someone told me that, and I don't watch his shows, so I don't know, maybe one of you guys can tell me. I have someone else that watches them for me because I just literally can't do it. I can't listen to the lies. It makes me literally want to throw my computer out a window. But I heard that he said something along the lines of like, you can gag the defense, but you can't stop us from getting information out there. Yes, sir, they can. That's what a gag order is for. So if the judge thinks that the information was given to their client, knowing that the client would then give it to you to leak, that applies to her as well. Like the defense has to be very careful what they're giving to Karen because if she leaks it then to Aiden, the prosecution's going to come back and say, "Hey, I didn't ask for a gag order on Ms. Reed." But if the defense is knowingly giving her things that she clearly already has been leaking, that's part of the order. You can't knowingly give something you know is going to leak, no matter who it's to, right? Like, so they know she's going to leak it to Aiden, and they're giving it to her, and like that's a no. That's not going to happen. Like, like come on. Yeah, that's very true, Penny. That is so true. Like, hello, Brooke. They had text between camera. Yeah, those are so old, but like, oh crap, I gotta fix this again. I'm sorry, you guys. I didn't even do like my intro. Didn't even do it. Like, didn't this is how, like, out of sorts I am today. So, like, welcome to Twisted Tragedies, where we follow the twists and turns wherever they lead, and, I'm your host, Elise, and I am a mess today, with my kid in the hospital and my other kids at home. I gotta do the back and forths, and we don't have any answers yet. That's, but most of you know my kiddo is in the beginning stages of bone marrow transplant, so, she's got a multitude of medical issues going on and has pretty much her entire life. So I can't remember where I saw this in the thingy mabobber jiggy. We found it the other day and we were able to change it. Style? Is it under style? I don't understand. Oh, here it is. Bubble. Ah ha ha. Minimal. Okay, that's better. All right, we're gonna go to this. This is better. This is not covering my face. We're gonna use that because I don't know why it automatically now sets it to this giant thing. Oh, the lawyer and me have like a beef. Like I got a beef with him. He might not know he's got a beef with me, but I have a beef with him because I've been told that he used to be very neutral. Any practicing attorney that is going out there and saying it's unheard of and it's awful and the judge is corrupt to say that when she denied Bettero's Pro Hoc Vice, I told you guys that was going to happen. She can't not. If she didn't deny it, and one of those people, either Karen or Aiden, if one of those people didn't get a defense that they deserved, she would have been in trouble for not stopping it, knowing, okay? They have a duty to their clients. Bettero cannot get protected information from Karen's case that might help Aiden and then choose to not use it for Aiden. You can't just waive those with a waiver. They're literally your like duty as an attorney. Like, and the judge can't be like, okay, you signed a waiver. I don't see anything wrong with this. And you're just not going to give the protected information to your other client. Cool. And that's not a problem at all, but we're just going to pretend like we don't see that problem. It's your professional responsibility. The judge cannot just ignore that. That's not how that works. So everybody's like, I've never seen such a thing, blah, blah, blah. Any practicing attorney would know that this was going to be denied. Straight up. Straight up. Like, I told you guys this a billion times. Denied. There's no way the judge can't. She cannot allow Bettero on. He knew he was not going to be allowed on. It's common sense. Like, so him acting like, oh my God, awful, I've never seen such a thing. Well, there's never been such a case where an attorney tried to represent two people that might have information that could help another one. Why? Because they know that they can't do it. So they avoid trying to do that. There's a reason why you can't represent a husband and then represent a wife when they're trying to get divorced. Like, yes, that's not the same scenario, but like there's a duty to both clients. It has to be the same duty. You can't just say, oh, I have information over in this case that's protected that will help this client, but I can't say anything and I can't help this client with it. No, your duty is to help that client. And if you have information that's going to help that client, you have to use it. But if it's protected and you can't, like, so you can't, it's an ethics thing. You can't, it's not a thing. Like, it's not how it works. So come on, lawyer, stop it. Stop. Get off the conspiracy free Karen Reed train where they all throw you all these crazy donations so you keep saying whatever you want them to say, because what you're left with in the end, and I'm going to promise you this, what you're left with, and a lot of channels started to realize this when the first trial ended, what you're left with is a lot of really hostile, really, really unhinged individuals that continue to watch you when you're doing other trials, and it pushes away your longtime viewers and it pushes away good viewers and good people because they just don't want to deal with the absolute craziness and the attacks that are put on people. Oh my God. Hold on. This could be that call. Let me just hold on. I was right. It was that call. I have 15 minutes before I get here, so I'll try to make it quick. And in the meantime, I'll come back when they're done. Bring the couch up. Um, yeah, no, I'm sorry, but he's just not. He's going to be left with all these crazy, and he's going to have to deal with it. Like, I just don't understand why some of these people who have, bigger viewerships do this to themselves. Like, you guys are getting plenty of like donations and clicks and views already. Like, why? Just why? It's the popular. It's not popular. It's not the popular opinion. It's just loud people. That's it. They're just like the loud minority that just keep ignoring any sort of common sense at all. Like, it's not. It's sad. Like, I'll have to check that out. I'll have to check that out. Thank you. I appreciate it, Sailboat. Yeah, I'll have to check into that. But yeah, well, apparently he does pretend to be neutral because it's what happened there? Like, I mean, I guess it's part of his, wonderful grift charm, I'm guessing at this point, because it's just kind of like a little crazy. But let's go over the things that we already did know were going to happen. We knew that the expert was going to be allowed, so that was allowed. We knew that it was going to be denied, that they weren't going to let Bettero in. We already knew that. I already knew that. That was just like common sense. We now know that Hank is trying to get insect messages, and I have no doubt that he will get them from Cosgrove because they are relevant here. So I have no doubt that absolutely he will get those, and he wants to show those as consciousness of guilt on Karen's end. I think they should both be charged, but either way, consciousness of guilt is a good play. What else happened? Anything else? What else? I know there was another one. I know there was another one. Still waiting on the motion to dismiss, which will ultimately be denied anyway. Their opposition denied. That'll be denied. The other expert that the defense is trying to say they don't want the other expert in, that's also going to be denied, and the expert's going to be allowed. What else? Because those are my definite predictions that I absolutely know. Like, it's common sense. Is it like, oh, the judge, she's so mean. Like, yeah, I would hope there'd be another charge. There should be. Oh, the one that he just picked up, the witness intimidation that he just picked up at Chris Albert's pizza shop. Yeah, yeah. Leave Chris alone, man. Like, and that now what he has is a stay away order for all of the witnesses. So all you just told the court was, while you're being charged and asking the court to drop witness intimidation charges, you pick up another witness intimidation charge. So bravo, you absolute genius. Bra frickin' vo. Like, a lot of the crap that the defense is doing will be denied ultimately. Like, they're not going to not let the experts for the prosecution. They're going to allow those experts. They're not going to dismiss it. That will be denied. Like, this is, it's sad, Aurora, because like, I consider myself, I mean, I'm not a practicing attorney, okay, but I've been studying law 26 years, and if it wasn't for my kids' medical, my life sort of going this way instead of the way I wanted, I would be a practicing attorney right now. So it's, for me, it's more like, I've been studying this for 26 years. So where I might not be a practicing attorney, I still consider myself part of the Lawtube community. And I find it really disappointing to see what I'm seeing. Really, really, really disappointing. Like, they know damn well what's going to be denied, or what, like, there are some things that are a little tricky that you could go either way. She didn't give, oh, that's what I want to explain to you guys, because I think a lot of people were confused with the sanctions, okay? Her denying sanctions was not for the ARCA stuff. That is yet to be determined. That was when Hank Brennan argued sanctions and the gag order. So he argued it in sort of a, you need to give them sanctions because they keep leaking information, and put a gag order on them because they've done it more than once. She said okay to the gag, but she did not do sanctions. I think people were confused where they were like, oh, they're not doing sanctions. How can she just ignore ARCA? The not doing sanctions has nothing to do with the ARCA stuff. So that is still yet to be determined. We still don't know. I'm hoping we get something today on some of the stuff, the motion to dismiss, the ARCA stuff. I don't know how she cannot do something. And then she was not too happy with Jackson as he continuously lied in her court and misrepresented. And as she said, I am not satisfied with that answer, Mr. Jackson. Because in his motion to dismiss, he sat there and said, like, well, we didn't know. Well, how do we know, Judge? And the court is telling him, oh, I take the court at its word, but Your Honor, give me proof, basically, still. You can't prove a negative. And then Hank did just that and said, oh, really? You want to do all that? Cool. Here's her taillight at 5. Here's her taillight at 8. Long before it was ever put on the back of and it's in the damn same condition. So let's try that again, defense, shall we? Like, I know that, like, when they get here, I'll have to go quick, but I will just play the outro and let it, whatever. She is between a rock and a hard place no matter what she does. Yeah, they're going to scream corruption, bias, but she has given the defense gifts. Russell was a gift. No other judge I know of would have given Russell. She would not have been allowed to testify. She is not an expert, not by any stretch of the imagination. I read a lot of books, and so now I'm an expert. I mean, if you want to go that route, or I've seen a lot of dog bites, so now I'm an expert on it. That's not how it works. That is not how it works. Like, she could wait until the end of the trial. I don't know that she will, but she could. She's got to weigh, really, whether it's going to affect the trial. If they're going to continue to lie and do this crap and it's going to affect the trial and prejudice the jury, then she's got to do something now. And I think that's kind of what Hank's point is, which is like, if they are allowed to continue misrepresenting like this, they did it in the whole first trial and didn't care. So that's his point, is they could do it again, and then, you know what I mean? Then it would prejudice the jury again. So I don't know, I think that motion to dismiss, I think she knew she was going to dismiss it. So I think she's just, like, waiting, I guess, to, like, release the dismissal. She also didn't make them file stuff under seal, which is weird. I feel like she should have made them file it under seal, because they just are going to keep on going, Read team is adding up to 12. I did see something like that. I'm not sure if that's counting what they already have. I don't think they're just going to be allowed to have 12 more experts right this very minute, right before trial is going to start. That is an ambush. They would have to have a lot of information right up front for the prosecution to be allowed to. I think it was a tactic to delay, to be like, well, Your Honor, now they're not going to have time to have rebuttal witnesses for these 12 witnesses. So unless they're all rebuttal witnesses to what Hank already has, I don't know. I don't see the judge allowing them 12 more witnesses right now, right before trial. Like, I don't see it. Well, you can call them sanctions. We really don't know what they're going to be called yet, because we don't know what she's going to do. So there isn't really, like, a name to it until we figure out what it is that she's going to do, unfortunately. Good morning, by the way, Julie. She might wait until after the trial. I just don't see how she could, in good conscience, do after the trial if she knows it affected the entire first trial when they lied. It just doesn't seem to make that much sense to me. It could happen. I hope it doesn't, but it could. You never know. You just never know nowadays. But most of this stuff is pretty straightforward. Most of it is stuff that anyone can pretty much guess, who's in the law community, whether it's going to be denied or not. Like, so all these Lawtubers who are like, oh my God, I'm so outraged, pearl clutch and outrage, and I've never seen such a thing. Under the law, it's pretty straightforward and easy to have known that Betterow was not going to be allowed on, and for what reason he wasn't going to be allowed on. That wouldn't have been difficult for any person who's a practicing attorney to understand or know right off the bat. Or so for them to act like, oh my God, I've never seen such a thing. Well, I've never seen an attorney try to represent two competing clients who need that information. I've never seen someone do that. Never. So no wonder why you've never seen a judge deny a Pro Hoc BJ, because really they don't usually have to, because attorneys don't usually try to, like, do stupid, unethical shit. Like, and I don't think that thing that Yannetti submitted on behalf of Betterow helped. Clearly it did not, because as the judge said in her decision, basically through Yannetti, Federer is saying that he will withhold information from one client if it's protected in the other client's thing, and that's not in the best interest of either client. So you can't represent them. It's not rocket science here. Like, come on. Besmirched, I say, besmirched. When he uses those like giant words, I'm just like, bro. When he acted so offended, he's offended that Hank said that he made extrajudicial statements. Like, first of all, you did. Like, they played a clip of the court TV, like of the Zoom on court TV, and then he made statements about it. So it's like you still did it. Like, I mean, maybe it needs to be a little clearer what you did, but like, my God, Your Honor, like, dude, bro, you just got caught lying to the court, your whole defense team, about Arca, and you want to be like, my God, I would never, like, save it, bro. Save it. You ruined your reputation in Massachusetts. There are so many attorneys that are like utterly disgusted with Yannetti right now, and I can't blame them. Like, I cannot blame them at all. I'm disgusted. Like, come on. Yeah, then you get offended. Like you weren't already caught. Like, so ridiculous to me. Like, you were caught, dude. Like, you did what you did and you got caught. I will come back after they bring all this stuff up. I don't know how long it's gonna take. I have like kind of a weird staircase, but because they'll be here any second. But I will pop back on after. I'm not gonna set like a whole thing so it goes. So you're just gonna have to keep an eye out. If your notifications aren't on, put them on. Make sure they're on all so that when I do go live, it'll pop up and go bing. Because when you click on someone's thing to subscribe, the little bell, that's actually not set to all. It automatically sets to like some, I guess, and you have to like click on it and then hit all. So that's why some of you don't get the notification when I'm live and you don't see me until later. In the meantime, if you do want to make a donation to the channel, that's all we run on is donations from you guys, and it would really help me out going back and forth to the hospital because it's not cheap. You can do it on Cash App or Venmo or PayPal. But any other questions while we're waiting for them to show up? I mean, I got more I want to talk about, but I can't do it in 3 minutes before they get here. I figured I'd have closer to like 2 hours because, you know, they weren't going to be here from anywhere between 11 and 1. So I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll have like 2 hours. Apparently not. Apparently not. I know, right? I thought so too. That's the way he was acting, like he was about to cry. Like, my God, Your Honor. Like, stop it. Stop it, sir. Knock it off. Like, I don't, just onto another case where they think there's a conspiracy, where they think where they think there's a popular opinion. And it like pisses me off because I'm going to cover another case after this one. I'm going to cover many cases after this one. And it's like, is it worth it to sit there and lie to your audience for, super chats and donos? Like, you can't just be honest with them for the same thing. Like, I don't get it. Just because it's not popular, just because you're not going to get as many people because there's more people that believe the conspiracy, or there's more loud people that believe the conspiracy. Like, you have to go with that because that will get you more super chats. Like, you'd get them anyway. Why not just tell the truth? I don't understand. Like, I don't get why not admit you were wrong. And I think that's another thing. People have gone so far that they're not willing to turn back now and say, I was wrong. Now they're double, triple, and quadrupling. I mean, we still have the sewer turtle telling people there's a federal investigation when there is not, and it has been over for a long time. Like, it's been done. I told you guys that last year, and I meant it. It's been done. Like, they found nothing. They found mean proctor text. If you go back a year ago, I got that information back then, and I told you guys that's what they got. Mean proctor text. That's all they found. Legit. There are no sealed indictments. They would keep the case open if there were sealed indictments. They don't close the case and then unseal indictments after. That's not the way it works. I've seen a lot of the conspiracy theorists saying stupid shit like that. Well, they have sealed indictments, you guys, and they're gonna just you wait. They're gonna unseal indictments even though they close it. Nope. No, geniuses. Nope. No, they're not. Nope. They would have kept the case open. They would have unsealed the indictments. They don't close a case and then unseal indictments. That's not what they're doing. It's not happening. Like, you know who else is insufferable? Alessi. I can't. My eardrums like want to explode. The man never gets to the point. He just, I'll get to that, Your Honor, and never gets to it. Your Honor, I thank you for asking. He's a brown noser too, so he tries to like give the judge compliments, but the judge is like, or he says things like, "I know Your Honor will take it into, I know that the Honor." Dude, don't imply what the judge is gonna effing do, and it's not gonna be in your favor just because you brown nose the judge, dude. Sorry. Oh, I hear the truck. Okay, I love you guys, and I'll be back hopefully in like an hour because I do have a lot more I want to talk about. I'm sorry, Beach Dance, but in the meantime, if anybody donates in the meantime, I will read it when I come back in an hour. But I love you guys, and I will be back soon after the couch comes up. Okay, bye.